Hi guys, Portia here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing an art lesson with my art students. So I teach kindergarten through 8th grade and I am in person as well as remote. And today I wanted to share with my e-learners exactly what's going on in the classroom this week. We are going to be jumping into paper quilling. So let's get started. Paper quilling is an art form that involves the use of strips of paper that are rolled, shaped, or glued together to create an awesome design. So in order to do that, what you'll need is a quilling tool. Now, if you don't have this, you can also use a toothpick. You'll need some glue, some scissors, tweezers. They help you to pick up and place your rolled forms of paper where you want it to go. If you don't have this, you can certainly just use your fingers. You'll also need something to put some glue on so that you can place your little rolled pieces of paper down on something flat that'll have the glue on there, and then you can stick it onto the paper. And then you'll also need quilling strips. So all this is I took construction paper and I cut it into strips. I did use my paper cutter here, but if you don't have one of these, you certainly can use a ruler and a pair of scissors. You can also use a paper shredder. And you just want to make sure that your strips are 1/4 of an inch. And if all else fails, you can totally go on Amazon and just order a basic quilling kit. It'll help you get started. Now, the last thing you'll need is something to actually create. So all I did was found an image of a tree silhouette on Google. You could actually draw this if you want to, but what we're going to be doing today is adding leaves to this tree because it's pretty naked right now. So let's jump right in. To get started, we're just going to learn a couple of the basics. You definitely can go way deep into this, but in order to complete an assignment and to get a feel for it, we're going to keep it simple. So the way this will work is with the quilling tool. You'll just go ahead and slide the piece of paper in like that. And so we're going to make one of the very first basic shapes, which is a tight coil. So all you do is you roll and you want to keep the shape like a cylinder. And you take it off of the tool. Now you have a little tight coil, and in order to keep it together, we'll just add a dab of glue. You do not need a lot. There are precision bottles that you can put glue in, but for the purpose of the lesson and to keep it simple as far as what you may already have at home, this is going to work just fine. Once it dries, you have a tight coil. And I've done a couple here with some black already. So that's what a tight coil looks like. And the glue on there is already dried. So now let's go ahead and grab another strip. And we are going to do a loose coil. So you just insert it like that. And then you still roll like you would a tight coil. But instead of gluing it right now where it's super tight, you just let it go just a little bit. Let it go. And then we'd add glue right there at the tip. Smooth it out. A little goes a long way in this case. Then we go ahead and we just glue it down. Rub it down, allow it to dry. I like using the clear glue, of course, because it dries clear. All right, so that is our loose coil. Let's move on to our next shape. Again, we start with our tight coil. Okay, then I'm going to let it loosen up a little bit. And right now we're going to actually create a teardrop. So let's get a little glue on here. And I'm going to press that down pretty firmly. You can use your tool here to kind of get it pressed down so that it can stay. Okay, there we go. And so now what we are going to do in order to make this a teardrop is where I created my seam. I'll make that the top. We're just going to pull down our coils to the bottom and we'll pinch right there. And we have ourselves a teardrop. And for the purposes of our basics, we're going to stop there. There are so many different other shapes that you can do, a marquee, a square, a half circle. But in order to complete our project, all we need to know is the basic shapes. So I've gone ahead and printed out the silhouette of a tree from a Google image that I found. What we're going to do is make tight coils and loose coils of all different sizes. So some big and small until we have something like this. So I made the coils. So these are my big loose coils. These are super tiny and tight. So in order to make them a little bit smaller, like as you see right here, I cut the little strip in half. And then here we have it where like they're bigger, and I wanted to give dimension to the piece, so that's why I made them different sizes. So let me show you how I would actually attach a coil to the paper. So I use this little black piece here. It's plastic so that the glue won't soak in, and we can just add a little bit of glue to our little black piece here. And I am going to attach this coil to our tree. And what I do with my tweezers here, now you don't have to use tweezers, you can just use your fingers. But what we do is we dip our coil into our glue. And the tweezers just help you to be able to pick it up and manipulate it. But again, if you don't have tweezers, that's fine. Make sure you press down a little bit so that all of your coils touch the glue. From there, you go ahead and pick it up. And let's place that right here. And then we press down. And then let's just do that again. So I made a coil here. Press that down in there. This time we can use our tweezers. See, we got glue all right there. And let's put that one here. Now I didn't put enough glue on that one, which is okay, because what we're going to do is just use a little bit of glue from here. We add it right there. We press this together. Okay. And so you'll also see in the tree trunk, I did use brown, and I did a little bit of different shapes. So in order to create those shapes, it was pretty much, I started with the teardrop. So I started with the teardrop, and then I placed it where I wanted it to go. And if it didn't fit like a teardrop shape, you can also turn this into, say, the marquee shape. And then all I did was pressed and rolled until I got a good amount of pieces of paper to fit right there in the tree. So all you do is continue to make a lot of coils. You place them all where you like it until your tree is complete. So you pretty much go from having rolled pieces of paper, you have your blank silhouette, and once you place them all, you have an awesome design. So that's all I got for you today. Any questions, concerns, emotional outbursts, let me know. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to Color Me Portia. But until next time, peace.